Hi, you guys. Now that we've talked so much about what this ideal diet is, I want to talk about how do you actually create meaningful change? Because if you're like me, eating healthy doesn't come naturally. And maybe you've just noticed that there's this like huge shifting goalpost. So it kind of feels like no matter how hard you try, all of a sudden what you were doing is no longer good enough. And that can feel really, really discouraging. And it's also not true. What you are doing is good enough. You are good enough. Your food is good enough. But we talked a lot in our first class about balancing that what you can control versus what you can't control, and really leaning into the joy of creating new habits and the joy of building your skills, building yourself so that you're ready for this special experience, right? It's not about being perfect, it's about the journey that we are on. So, when we're talking about nutrition and how to have a healthier birth and life, I want you to build on that sense of focus and balance. This plan is not about creating a very restrictive and tight and self critical diet, which no matter how hard you try, isn't good enough. It's all about becoming in tune with yourself and making small changes to your diet, to your habits, so that at the end of the day you look back and you see, I made that little change there and this little change there, and now it's easy. It just flows and is part of who I am. So I challenge you to take the time to create a positive and healthy relationship with food. That takes time, that takes healing, that takes growth, and that takes relationship, right? You absolutely can do it. Now, I have some tools for you that will kind of help you get a good sense of where you are and help you set realistic goals for where you are now. If you check your resources, there is a tracking sheet that will help you count your fruits and vegetables, your daily protein, and your energy level. You guys, it's that easy. That's all you need to track. Half cup servings of fruits and vegetables. How much protein are you getting? Your energy or your mood. It's that simple. It really, really, really is. And then from there, once you're kind of starting to have a log of what you're eating and how it's affecting you, ask yourself really helpful questions like, how do you feel after a meal? Did it keep you full for very long? Were some of your other symptoms better or were they worse? Are there foods you crave? Are there places you want to make a change? And what are you happiest about when it comes to your food? Because I guarantee you there are things that you really are truly happy about. Focus your energy there, and over time you'll add things to that happy about list until you have this healthy, beautiful, dynamic, ever growing, ever changing, ever expanding relationship with the food you're eating. Now, making food changes is always hard for all of us. I wanted to share this thing that I learned from a nutrition coach who wrote this great book called Target Practice. Her name is Liz Youssef, and she talks about imagining, we have this target now of what your plate should look like or your food should look like over the course of a day, and recognizing that it's okay to not be perfect, right? If you were to think about going to shoot archery for the first time, I remember doing that once and I don't even think my arrow hit the target, right? It's normal for us to fall really short, to not have the strength, have the habits, have everything ready for us to hit the goal exactly where we want it. And that's okay, because there's actually fun in being a beginner. That's actually a really, really great place to be, because as humans, we seek out challenge, right? When things are too easy for us, we don't typically stay there very long. So think about your relationship with food that way. Like maybe one day eat Lucky Charms for breakfast, garlic bread for lunch, and pizza for dinner and ice cream for dessert. You know, that's kind of my guilty pleasure day, right? Add in some crackers and whatever else fills that up to be a full amount of calories for a day. It's okay. Like, you can absolutely have days like that and you can still celebrate yourself. You've got to keep playing and keep trying. And the next day, you try again. And maybe only one thing changes. And that is okay. That is worth celebrating and enjoying and being really excited and happy about. Over time, with focus, as you continue to hold that goal in your sight, you'll get better until eventually you are hitting the mark every single time. And just remember, as we talked about these studies about like brain development and long-term effects of babies, and some of it seemed kind of like, oh, that's really bad if they don't get that, or I really want them to have that. But like for me, I didn't eat any fish with my first pregnancy. I didn't even know I should or could. I look back, when I look at my daughter now, as I've improved the food that I have fed her as a child, and my other daughter as well, you get so many benefits from it the moment you start making the change, right? So don't put too much pressure on yourself to make all the changes now. Enjoy the little changes you can make, and then keep stacking them until they turn into lots and lots and lots of positive changes. Take that one step at a time, and I promise you, you will see lasting and sustainable and happy changes to your life and your health and your pregnancy and your birth. So don't forget to enter our giveaways and share those little steps you're taking with us, because we want nothing more than to cheer you on and to be there with you on the hard days and to see you succeed. All my best wishes go out to you, and I hope that you have the healthiest, most comfortable pregnancy and the easiest and most simplest and straightforward birth. We'll start talking about some exercises in the next videos to really prepare your body. And then we'll start talking about the birth process. So thank you for being here. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out, because your birth is important, and it's important to us that you feel confident and good about it. And it's important to you that you can look back at this day and have peace and happiness and joy in it and around it and leading up to it and looking back at it. All right. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next video.